podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Boxing Voice Radio's morning edition. We rocking out with you on your commute to work, your morning jogs, your little ellipticals, your hot yoga sessions, whatever it is you're doing on this morning. We here at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. West Coast, 7 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Central. We rocking out. Today we're going to be discussing the bad news that broke yesterday about Ryota Murata being promoted to the WBA Super Champion. Now, we had reported when Canelo vacated this belt, and we wanted Al Heyman to get on his job and try and petition for Eubank to be, if not elevated, fight for the Super. We've seen this done in different occasions, but WBA has done what I guess we want all sanctioning bodies to do. They've kind of ruled for the regular champion, right? And in a lot of cases, that's kind of what you want to see done. If there's a regular champion and he's defending and he is representing your sanctioning body and the super champion vacates, well, it'll be nice of you to give that defending champion, that interim or that regular champion, an opportunity to be full super, because he's been abided by the sanctioning body rules. But that is bad news for Charlo, that, you know, at least his fans were hoping for that kind of vacant title unification that Canelo and Callum just had with the WBC on the line, or the vacant unification like AJ had with the WBA on the line. But that's not the case. Ryota Murata is now super champion. But Alexander, buenos dias. What's up, my friend? Hello.
Doomatron activated.
What's
The
up?
best part of waking up.
It's TBV in your cup. How am I feeling this morning? Energized and blessed, champ. And yeah, looks like Canelo Alvarez never wants to touch the 160 again, huh? Gives it up. WBA is now on Murata's waist. I don't know, what does this do, man? It seems as though that many writers think that this is gonna like add more dynamic to the division and maybe opens it up. But who's next, right? Now he gets a chance to defend that belt, right? But the extended defense period now is 18 months, so it could be up to 18 months before we see that belt being defended by Ryota Murata. So, we have some time to get an opponent and kind of lock down to see who that opponent really is going to be. I see, Charlo is in that division, obviously, and how is this bad news for me? Because in the beginning I was a little confused.
Well, Chris Eubank is number 1 in the WBA, and there was hopes that maybe Eubank and Charlo could petition to have a vacant title unification with the WBC, exactly like Vlad did, coming off of 18 months. There's no way the WBA could have ranked him number 1 off of an 18-month layoff. But they did, because he petitioned, because of his name, because of who he is, because of what AJ and he represented together. And I hoped that maybe Al and Team Charlo can get some of the same treatment and maybe find themselves in a vacant title unification. But that's not the case. Top Ranks, Ryota Murata was elevated to super champion. So we'll see
does that
what
make
happens.
difficult? Does that make it difficult now for the belt to be defended? I mean, you already got an extended extra 9 months added to the a defense period. So, is it?
What do you mean more difficult to defend?
No, like we're not gonna get a fight as soon as we would want, maybe, and maybe with the people that we would want, right? Because Murata's tied to Top Rank and the ESPN network, and most of the middleweights. Stables are on the PBC side, so what fight do we really see him in? You know what I mean? What fights do we really see him with, and what networks do we see him working with?
Who's that?
Murata.
I mean, he'll continue to work with Top Rank.
Yeah. But like, is there anybody that interests you in the Top Rank stable that you know that the fight could be made? Because you know how it is with Top Rank. We've from over the years we've known that they like to keep things in house, so to speak. So
what fight
I'm just
could be
looking into
made?
the future.
What fight could be made? You got me lost.
No, I'm asking you what fights could be made in that defense of that 160-pound title at the Top Rank side. Who are we looking at as far as middleweight?
WBA?
Yeah.
Oh man, they don't really have anybody. Maybe Robert Brandt 3. Ryota Murata Brandt 3 maybe. David Morrell could probably get a shot sooner than later, but he's the interim super champions. Actually no, that's 68. He's 60. I'm assuming Chris Eubank will now fight for the regular, because that's vacant now that Murata has been elevated, but he becomes super, so he gets no mandatory, so he's free to do a big fight with Gennady. The rumor is Andre is vacating and moving up to fight Billy Joe at 68. So it leaves Gennady the ability to kind of unify once again, unless like we mentioned when Canelo vacated the WBA Super. If PBC and Team Charlo could get on their bike, maybe they can somehow petition for that WBO and do something with that. But it looks like all these belts are going to fall in the hands of Triple G. I mean, for Murata, excuse me, a big fight with him and Triple G in Japan. Kazakhstan has that Asian background, so it makes sense. It makes sense for those two to unify. That's the bigger fight. That's why it's bad news for Charlo, because this belt that possibly Chris Eubank Jr. could have ended up with, WBA and PBC are showing that they're in bed together every day. PBC has just about an interim or a champion in every WBA sanctioning body. So I thought Eubank would at least get the nod. He did not. And now that just puts them in a predicament where, again, it's just bad news for Charlo. There's no unification. There's no big fight. Look, B-Hop at least is the second part of the show. B-Hop at least wants Charlo Canelo. But I'm wondering to myself, is he just pushing now for Charlo Canelo because he's no longer with Canelo? Now all of a sudden Charlo is the fight that must be made because you're not with Canelo and you don't need to protect your investment anymore. Now he does believe that it won't be made anytime this year, but that is the fight that we need to be pushing for. And I agree. Let's give the people what they want. If they believe Charlo is the guy and not Benavidez Plant, okay. Whoever they believe is the guy. Let's make that fight. I thought it was Benavidez or Plant, or at least Billy Joe, who's a 2-time champ. Multiple divisions.
So what? Charlo goes looking for bigger and better things at the next division.
I mean, if he wants to move up, but what fighter wants to move up without you at least unifying? He was unified at 154. It would sound better on his resume if he could unify at 60 before moving up.
If the Mariota, all right. So are we sure Triple G is not fighting anyone else? In the next, we don't have no fight scheduled for Triple G, right? The Canelo's never returning to 160, so we're not getting that no more. Mm-hmm. He's staying there at 160. Ryota Murata against Triple G, Charlo gets the winner. I think it's still. I mean, the people are gonna call for whoever. If that fight does manifest, they're gonna want a top contender for Triple G. They don't want Triple G to be fighting.
I don't think that. Who's gonna want a top contender? The network, you're saying?
Yeah, no, and not only that, but the people want Triple G fighting. Guys that are top guys, and Charlo is the top guy.
Can I say something?
Oh snap! It's the legendary baby under the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm in the tunnel actually. Tunnel. So I was thinking something this morning. I was saying to myself, right, the fights that make the most money, right? Does Ryota, like nobody know Toyota Corolla as you called him once upon a time. So why would that be fair for Triple G if he's in the end of his career?
Well, because you don't know him here. You don't know him here, but that's a good fight to do in another part of the world where the pandemic isn't as serious, Kazakhstan has Asian descent or background, right? So they can do that. Triple G versus Murata. That's something that's been mentioned. Plus, Dazn has Dazn Japan, which means that they will get those streaming rights.
Sense.
Yeah.
They're gonna make money in that region. They're gonna make.
I was thinking. I wasn't thinking even audience. I was thinking just like television ratings and stuff like that.
What it is though, Cash.
Triple G's gonna bring them out. I can't lie and say Murata isn't a good television fight. He made great fights with Robert Brandt. He punches very hard. Robert Brandt told us that.
I watch boxing. Not to cut you off, I watch boxing, but I never saw a Murata fight ever. Never ever ran.
Nah,
to the TV
I mean you shouldn't
have.
have.
I heard his name.
You shouldn't have.
Never ran to the TV to see him.
You shouldn't have. I mean, you've probably only had maybe 3 occasions to watch him. Before the Robert Brandt fight, I think we got a chance to watch him in the Baldamurao fight. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Or actually the Handam fight, right?
Right.
I don't even think that was streamed here. That was a Japan fight. So, I mean, I get you. He's not known to you. He's known to the hardcores. He's got a full belt now, and he's got a country. So it makes sense. Listen, Rob Brandt, before he even had the first fight, we were in his hotel room in Las Vegas, and you can check our 50-minute interview. He's like, bruh, if I win the first fight, I'm going over there for the second fight because of the money. So what the type of money that Japan represents for a fighter, especially in a unification bout, I think that it'll make sense for Gennady Golovkin. Plus, maybe they can come up with the right type of location where both guys can capitalize off of their fan bases. We do have an interview scheduled with Brandon Glanton. He is a Mikey Garcia promoted fighter, and he's
Cruiserweight.
He's trained by. Oh man, I forgot my man in the wheelchair. Oh man, I'm gonna remember in just a bit, but I'll get that in just a bit. I can't remember. Freezers, and he's also trained by Mac Truck's trainer.
Okay.
Mac Truck.
man, and cruiserweight too, man, undefeated. Looks like he's on his way up.
Any of these fights happening this weekend? So like,
Nah, we ain't got
the
no fights.
Mariota's in the talks.
We ain't got no fights. Only some fights in Tokyo.
We're a little light this weekend.
Yeah, we light until about the 20th. It starts, getting back right.
Right.
Yeah. In any case, though, Ryota Murata, even though Cash, I'm with you on that. I haven't seen Ryota Murata fight. I haven't.
Never.
I've always, listened to the name. He's always been in the mix, but I never saw a fight. Guess I'll take a look at him. But from what I've read, it looks like he, he's entertaining. He draws a crowd out there. He's popular out there. So I guess it's like, it's what they did, and giving him the belt and whatnot. They thought it was meritorious. According to his status. And when Ness mentions Dazn Japan, Dazn has, regions, and they're going to do their best to market that in that region. There's a lot of support for him out there. So it could possibly be a big fight out there, People will get excited for it out there. In the States, if he's not known too much, I guess, it would probably be, something that would fall on the low numbers. But I think out there in Japan, they do well. They do good.
Looks like we got our first guest on the line. Brandon, man, what's going on? Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, man. How y'all doing?
Blessed.
Good. And happy to have you, obviously. Thank you for waking up early with us. So, let's get right into it, man. Meat and potatoes. You are signed to Mikey Garcia Promotions?
I'm not signed to him, but Mikey's a good friend of mine. Yeah, we work together a lot.
Okay, because I always see you showing him love, and I just figured he was the one. Whoa, what you get, a black guy in sparring? What's going on over there? You just waking up? Oh, I see your eyes now. I'm like, hold up. That right eye looked a little bit closed. I'm like, hold up, what's going on?
No. I just woke up.
Okay. Tell him it's the wake up, champ.
Now, I know it's the opposite. I seen you post you drop somebody with a body shot in sparring with the double left hook. But I didn't know how ugly that might have gotten. So okay, so you're just working with Mikey. You're not tied or signed to Mikey.
Yeah, well, it's a respect thing, Mikey, when he came to me, when I came to meet Robert and working with him, Mikey told me what it was. He wasn't interested in putting anybody on papers or locking them down, so they couldn't leave. He said, if you're unhappy, just go. So, no, as far as paperwork, but Mikey has been wonderful, man. So I show him love, RGBA, it's all love. Mikey been with me since my third fight, has literally done every fight. So, yeah, it's Garcia Promotions until, we decide to part ways. But even then, up until this point, I'm 13-0, and I got to thank Mikey for helping me get there,
Beautiful, man. Shout out to Mikey. There's a misconception that, Latinos in the boxing business only look out for Latinos. So good to see that, he's giving you the opportunity to put yourself out there. So talk to us a little bit about your training situation, because I know you're with Coach Jason, but I think you also train with Mack Truck's trainer?
Yeah, so
Mustafa?
Jason Jones is my head trainer. And it's actually out of state. Mustafa's gym is in Atlanta, where I live. So Mustafa is my assistant coach. He fills in maybe pre-camp, post-camp stuff, and then obviously during camp he comes in. He got his own gym to run, so he comes in, a few times a week to work with me on certain things. So we all work together. But Jason is the head man. I've been rocking out with him for a few years now, ever since I parted ways with Robert.
So why did you part with Robert Garcia? If you don't mind me telling our audience.
I met Robert because I'm just one of those guys. I shake some trees. If I want to do something, I'm gonna find a way to do it. So I started making phone calls. hitting up people on Instagram, and finally, they invited me out to the gym. So when I went out there, they were impressed with what they saw, and Robert, Mikey, and Pita, Robert Jr. And it's just there's no sparring for me in the gym. Those guys got a lot of sparring in house, and if they do have sparring to come in from somewhere else, it's not a problem because it's a bunch of smaller weights. But when you get to the bigger guys, they're hard to find. You get me, I'm
at this level. So you said when you started, you was at 175. So where are you campaigning now, or rather, where do you want to try to win that first world title?
at cruiserweight. I've been even back then. I used to walk around 225, and we were cutting all the way down to like 176, 177, and you know, considering how fights go right now, you can't expect me to make that weight on a month notice. You know what I mean? You got to give me time for that. So I can still make the weight, but why? You know what I mean? It's just not comfortable when I can make 200 easily. You know.
So 5'11", do you think that is do you think that's tall enough for cruiserweight? Because I mean, you got guys like Usyk who undisputed at 6'4".
Listen, well, give me my inch, man. I'm 6 feet, man. Give me my inch.
They got you at 5'11" on box. You better talk to them.
Hey, listen, man. 5'11", 6 feet. It does. I don't. You've seen what I do to these guys. That one little body shot the other day. That's daily. That's not a problem to chop these trees down. And that's the same thing I've said for years now. You know, I started even in the amateurs. I was a super heavyweight. I qualified for the trials at super heavyweight and heavyweight. So I've been big. I was 327 pounds, bro. So
wow.
Big guys.
So you started boxing for weight loss?
Nah, I just saw people. I just ended up losing the weight. You know what I mean? I realized I couldn't compete being that big, and the weight just kept coming off and off and off and off and off. And we got down to 200. Even in WSB, I was a super heavyweight for a while. So,
that's a body transformation. That's incredible.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Wow, we got a couple 300-pounders that need to hear this story.
Yeah, go down to my Instagram and scroll all the way down to the very last picture. You'll see the side by side. So, I mean, it's just work. Size. What I'm saying is, size doesn't mean a whole lot. You know what I mean? I'm 6 feet, or you say 5'11". I got a 79-inch reach. So these guys, man.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. You got a pretty long reach, man, and you walk guys down. You like that forward pressure.
Yeah, man, and a lot of guys. They call me small or this and that, but when they get touched, you see my last fight, they quit and they decide they want to cancel fights. That wasn't even the guy we were supposed to fight. We get sparring today in about an hour. I got sparring with a guy 6'4", 245. I'm about to fuck him up.
Yo, let me ask you, because you and Mac Truck, y'all only post like hard sparring. Do y'all ever do like a control sparring, light sparring where you working on shit? Is it always dog sparring? Like you always drop, like either you or him dropping somebody. Ain't y'all gonna run out of sparring partners?
Shit, I ran out of sparring partners 2 years ago.
That's
we gotta pay everybody, and we gotta travel. We gotta do this, do that. I gotta go down to Miami, shoot up to Minnesota. I gotta fucking New York, all these places just for sparring. So it's rough. But my thing is, when we doing drills, we in the gym. I got my teammate Money Pal. Obviously he's a 68 pounder. He walk around like 180. I'm walking around 225. So that sparring can't be, 100%. So we working on things because Money is a hell of a boxer. So, it's not always like that. But yeah, when I'm sparring somebody my weight, and most of the time they're bigger than me, I'm trying to get you because 9 times out of 10 I'm getting ready for a fight. And what I've learned over my time as a pro, being in different pro camps, being in camps with champions, you know, Beterbiev or fucking Stiverne or Joshua Parker, all these different guys, even Caleb Truax. It's everybody tries to kill you. Everybody tries to break your neck. You know, Beterbiev told me, listen, if you can't cut it, we're gonna put you on a plane, send you home, and that's what it is. We're not coming to play. So, yeah, we.
Damn, what was that like? How'd you feel when you heard those words? Like, man, if you can't cut it, we sending you home. Did you know? Like, oh shit, he coming to bring the pain.
He didn't. I felt good because he didn't say it to me. So he didn't say. He said it to the guy he brought in. So
okay.
It felt good. Like listen, I did this whole camp with this fucker, man. Like I did this whole guys. Even Mark Ramsey, he still hit me up to come back. So man, it's a good feeling, man, to know like I'm doing it the right way. To know that all right, you learn some things and then you apply them and then you see the growth. So like I said, like he said, if you can't cut it, like, don't work with me. I love you, but I'm gonna break your neck, and that's it.
So when did you start the weight loss journey? When were you 300 plus pounds?
My first day of boxing, actually, I started boxing.
Wow.
I was like 327. After the training session, I checked my weight. I was 327, and I was like, all right, I gotta make some changes because I immediately decided I wanted to box. After the first day, I fell in love with it, and I got down to like 250, and eventually like 230, 225. A bigger 225 than I am now, but 225, and I stayed there for a while. We did a couple fights.
Regular diet, or you went like vegan or something crazy?
No, a clean diet, not a vegan diet. Obviously we changed the calorie count. We were doing it was like something crazy, like 1,500 calories a day.
Damn. And working out?
Yeah, man. It was.
You was losing pounds, bro.
Yeah.
Holy smoke! You must have been starving, bro. I'm 6'5", and when I'm dieting, I'm at least doing 2,000. And I'm cheating because I ain't got no titles to win.
See, even in camp, it's like right now I'm at like 1795. So
wow.
Yeah. The first guy you fought, Brandon, was 303 pounds.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean. You know what that was.
I know. I'm just saying, when I see these disparities in weight, man, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna go back and look at it because it looks crazy when you're looking at it visually. But I'm pretty sure you handled yourself very well.
What was it like 60 something seconds that fight was over?
Yeah, it was a first rounder.
Yeah, it was like a left hook. This big guy.
So I mean, it tells a tale, though, man. You're able to TKO guys with that much weight. Usually those guys can absorb. I mean, depending on the punch placement, obviously, but still, you took out a guy that's that big in one round. Tells a tale.
Yo, I gotta ask, man. Today we talking Canelo-Charlo and Ryota Murata. Canelo vacated that Super WBA. Murata was elevated, but now that you're talking Beterbiev, when he knocked out Kovalev. People was like, man, he's got to fight Beterbiev. Is there a world or a day where you see Canelo probably beating Beterbiev since you've been in the ring with him?
When hell freezes over.
What?
When hell freezes, unless, like I said, Alexander Vostok could not stay away from Beterbiev, and what? He was a great boxer, man. He was a wonderful boxer. But when you're in there with that guy, man, you are in for a fight. And Canelo, I love Canelo. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's good at what he does. But I don't think he could take that punch. Not too many of them. And Beterbiev is the type of guy. If he smells any weakness, he's gonna exploit it, and he's gonna press you. I don't know if Canelo could take that heat. Obviously, everybody got a puncher's chance. Beterbiev's chin is a little suspect. So you seen him down a few times.
I was waiting for you to stop just to say that, because I think that's the element. My man's been dropped by James Page, and I can't even remember the other dude. Neither of them dudes is Canelo. So I'm like, man, if someone else is tapping that chin and he going down, imagine someone who's skilled that could put shots together. Plus he uses that high guard. Canelo gonna beat on that body. But I guess I'm just a Canelo super fan. That's all.
Yeah, man, don't get me wrong. I really like Canelo. I really do. But I've been in there with Beterbiev, and I know what it feels like. I know what it is, and he's faster than he looks on camera. As far as him putting punches together. But again, the guy got them alligator arms. So I mean, it is boxing. I tell you, if Canelo stands there and
so that's two things you said again. You said he got short arms and possibly a weak chin, man.
No, definitely a weak chin. That's 100%.
So it sounds like you put him down in sparring.
You said what now?
It sounds like you put him down in sparring.
Hey, no, I didn't put him down, man. I just
you know what happens in sparring stays in sparring. Brandon, you ain't got to tell us.
Hey, what happened?
He definitely showed me that there was levels to this game, and he made me rise to the occasion. The very first shot he hit me with was like a jab to the belly button, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm in for it."
Oh wow!
So I had to really pull out the best of me, Yeah. But again, a 79-inch reach and a suspect chin sometimes doesn't match up too well. So
Yeah, I gotta ask, because I follow you guys, and like I said, you guys do this really tough sparring. Does anybody ever walk in the gym and you like get butterflies and like, damn, I gotta spar that big motherfucker, or is always like, yes, it's sparring time?
Yeah, it's sparring time because I know the feeling that you're talking about, though. It's not. I know the feeling because you're a fighter. You've been there. You know how it is. Like, oh, it shouldn't be. But at the same time, now I'm not saying I'm the best fighter to ever walk the earth, whatever. I'm humble enough to know that there's always work to do. But when I look at a fighter or whatever a guy brings, okay, what does he do? How can I take it away? How can I, enforce my will onto this guy? So when I look at you, I'm like, fuck how big you are. As a matter of fact, we're waiting. We're pressing to go ahead and go up in weight. So that's not something we're concerned about, man. Like that, we don't care how big. We don't care. We prefer bigger because obviously they're slower. Their gas tanks aren't always
up to par.
Got bigger targets. Like the guy who you saw me drop the other day, I can't miss. You can't miss. When I'm sparring, coming up from light, I'm faster, quicker. I see everything coming. It's bigger guys don't intimidate me.
So. Who are you, I guess, have your sights set on in your division? In terms of, I'll just leave it there. You could, in your division. Anybody you looking at?
We got a couple fights that we would like this year. Obviously, I'm paying a lot of attention to Marius Briedis because he's the champ, and he's getting up in age. So I would like to catch him before he leaves the sport. He's been around for a while, man. Some lower level guys. We got some guys out of what's that? I'm not from the Brownsville. Was it Never Ran, Never Will?
Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah. We got a guy up there we're looking at, and we got a guy that's
Earl Newman? Earl Newman from Brooklyn?
I don't know my names because Mikey asked me not to.
Okay. Sorry about that.
But you're not boxing, so there's a couple guys we definitely want. But
you mentioned Tuscaloosa.
He said Tuscaloosa?
Yes, he did. I know you missed it.
Bro, because I got it box rack open. I was going to say, have you watched Dion fight? Are you talking about Dedeon Nicholson, the equalizer from Deontay Wilder camp?
You said it, I didn't. You know, he's a good friend of mine, but we I can tell that that's a fight that has to happen.
Wait a minute. So y'all know each other?
Oh yeah.
How so? Please explain.
Well, we actually fought in the amateurs.
Oh.
We sparred as pros, so. But Dion's been, you know, he's been a good friend as far as, you know, just wanting him to do well in the sport. You know, obviously, if we get in the ring, not against me, but as far as everybody else wanting him to do well, you wish him well.
Yo, that fight just excited me because we interview him all the time, and he swear he's like the equalizer for real. He think he's a big puncher, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm hitting him up as we talk. You know, I'm like, yo, you know Brandon?
Yeah, that's a fight. Listen, the thing about it is this, man. It's just like Wilder and what was this guy? The guy, his friend, he had to fight.
Malik Scott.
Hey, it's a situation like that. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love Dion, man. Like, I really do. Like, I mean, guy been through a lot. You know, they stole the fight from him. They tried to say that he had some type of injury in New York on his brain. Nothing was the guy. He had to sit down for a year over nothing, literally nothing. You know, he spent a couple vacations. You know, so he's been through a lot in his life, and I want him to do well. But like I said, he's campaigning in my weight class, so my target's got to be set on him if that fight happens, and it's been presented a few times.
Really?
And I have accepted a few times, but
oh man, I really gotta get some info on now. What? How you accept the fight in their own fight? What happened? Why did it fall apart?
Yeah, ask PBC about that. I don't know, man.
What?
So,
yo, but that's, you know, look, I want the public to know all the info, right? Because they could be listening to this and they could receive it as if Dion and his team knew you accepted and didn't accept the fight with you, but I almost find that hard to believe. You haven't even been past 6 rounders. Like, Dion's been in the mud with Earl Newman. That was a fight where he kind of came into his own on TV too, on the big stage. I know you just was on PBC, so I guess the lights don't matter anymore, but it's a little different. You fought PBC lights, no crowd. He fought PBC lights and crowd. Is there a difference in your opinion?
Have you seen my box correct? More of my fights been on PBC than not. Have you? I mean, Brooklyn. We fought.
Yeah, but not all of them have been televised.
That's the thing, you know. It seems like every time we're supposed to get TV or whatever, the opponent, even this time, the guy who was supposed to fight, he said that his wife said he can't fight on Christmas because being in that bubble, you got to be away for a week. It was bull crap, man. But this guy was a replacement. You know, and there's no disrespect to any other fighters, but when I made the call, when they called me and asked me who did I want to fight, and Dion was one of the names, I accepted immediately. The year before, when was Tank's fight here in Atlanta? On December, but right before the COVID stuff. It was December 20 something or whatever. It was a Christmas gift for me though. We were getting ready. We were in camp, and it was supposed to be Earl Newman. Again, we accepted that fight, and for some reason Earl fell out then. Earl fell out in Biloxi, so we accepted the Earl fight 3 times, and then they said, okay, who you want, this guy or Dion? Said we'll take Dion. Him and Dion ended up fighting on that fight, and I was pissed. I called Sylvia and I said, listen, I knocked both of them guys out in the same fucking night. So the fact, like, and I try not to be disrespectful, but when you say things like Earl shouldn't even be in the same sentence with me. But obviously, you don't know that. So those are 2 names I was talking about because they're close.
Not that I don't know. It's just that boxing is you got to prove it's sport. Like, you know.
So you know what I mean. You unfortunately you pulled it out of me, but yes, I will fight Earl today. I will fight Dion today. I love Dion. I don't really have a relationship with Earl, but I will fight either of them guys and be very happy. Those are two fights that I hope I get this year, just because I don't feel like they'll do much for me as far as rank or nothing like that, but just so people can shut up.
Dion was actually on here with Ryan Rozecki. He's another cruiserweight from Canada. You familiar with that guy?
I've heard the name, and
I've seen tattoos.
I've seen him highlights, but nothing major. But I heard he could fight, though.
Yeah, they say he's a big puncher.
Yeah, everybody's a big puncher.
Yo, you extra confident, man. I can't wait for the lights. I want to see how you do. Listen, I'm a guy, I don't like to rush people unless, the talent is speaking for itself on that level. So I would rather you go for Earl to build up the Dion fight, right? Especially since you guys have a relationship. Maybe the telecast can talk about the fact that if you get through this fight, two friends have to fight each other to support their family. Build a storyline for it, make it worth your while. But
I'm good with that.
Definitely interested in that fight. Wow, that's a good fight.
Because it'll be a chance for me to get another win. It'll be another chance for me to show what Dion should have done to Earl, and in half the time, as far as the Earl fight, the Dion fight will end faster. So, it's
whoa.
And like I said, it's not a I don't like Dion thing. Dion is my friend. I made that very, very clear.
Yeah.
But he's campaigning at
Cruiser.
And if they make the fight and he's happy with the deal and I'm happy with the deal, then let's do it. But that is definitely a fight that I asked Mikey, can that be my next fight? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, all right, fuck, you pulled it out of me, dog. Like, make that the next fucking fight. Like, please, like, make that the next fight. Like,
that's a good fight. I'm trying to get Dion on the line because, like, why haven't he took that? Because again, you either telling the truth and very dangerous, and that's why they didn't take the fight. Because you got to look at you a 6-round fighter. Until you a 10-round fighter, a 12-round fighter, I'm scratching my head as to why Dion said no to this fight that could have been on television on PBC, if he said no at all.
If I'm being honest with you, I don't think he said no. I think he kept quiet and his team said fuck no.
So who in his team knows you? Is it Coach Cuz? Is it Willie Lowe? Or is it Jay? Like, does everybody know you, or is it just Dion knows you?
It's Coach Cuz. Coach Cuz, like, I don't have like the relationship that I have with Dion, but Coach Cuz is always with him, and Coach Cuz and my coach are really close. So even at a fight, I was at where did Cloak? What was the last fight I was at? I think we were in Barclays Center.
Yeah. For the Hellenius fight?
Yeah, Gwanaki.
Yeah. Yes. And I asked him, I was like, hey, there go Dion, coach. And I was like, man, I got up, mind you, the breakfast before my fight that evening. I'm like, hey, see if we can get that work. And we finally got it. And the work didn't last long. So
what?
I don't think that fight. Like I told,
not with Dion. When was this? Maybe he was coming off that long layoff. Was it?
Yeah, I think he was. He was getting back.
Okay.
He was getting back, but he was in great shape though. He was.
I mean, physically though, but you mean physically he looked in great shape, because you guys are both genetically y'all like very ripped up. Like, he might not let himself go. Like, fighters tend to stay looking good.
Dion always working. Dion always what I can say about him, he is a consummate professional. He ain't out here smoking, drinking, getting fat. No, he's staying in shape. He's running. He's handling business. Obviously, they wouldn't let him fight for a year. So I hope he wasn't eating punches. But no, man, that's why I didn't feel bad about what I did. But again.
Yo, about what you did. Yo, you are one confident dude, man. I'm ready to see you with top At least the top 15. I want to see.
You've taken on some names in the WBS and this W series of boxing too, man. Is that you that took on Philippi?
Yeah, man. And I didn't know.
Bergovich?
Yeah, and I didn't know what the hell I was getting into at the time, man. But
that's top level, man.
You fought Bergovich?
It's over. Before my career is over, when I go up, I definitely would love to do that again.
So wait, you trying to go up to heavyweight after you win some cruiserweight titles?
Yeah, man. That's what our plan is, to be here for a while, to go ahead. So, because I don't want to climb the heavyweight ladder, man. At the end of the day, those are big guys, and when you beat them or whatever, you're still gonna have to eat punches on the way up. That's big. Getting hit by bigger guys is a fight. You're gonna get hit. So, talking to my team, said let's win a title or two at cruiserweight, a few defenses, and then go up, because I'll be higher on that ladder.
Let me ask you, man.
He was extremely tall in this fight against you, man.
Does Hergovich?
Bro, I had my 13th amateur fight, man. I had no business going over there. But, here in the States, they kind of just throw you out there, unlike these other countries. Their amateur fighters are fucking pros. Like, they've been doing that. So I had 13 amateur fights. He was my 13th amateur fight, and I think he had, at the time, 25 of those WSB fights. He done it for a few seasons. But
that was no headgear?
No headgear, champ.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
so
how was those punches, man? They be trying to say he's a big puncher. They think he's going to take over the division when he finally emerged.
I think he could definitely do well. But if the heavyweight division now is so again, if you stand there for it, then you deserve to get hit, but you deserve to get hit with it. But he could fight, man. Back then he could fight. I hadn't been in the ring with him anymore, but
he's in Croatia right now training with Pedro Diaz.
Yeah, we spoke to Pedro from Croatia, man. They working, man. They working. Let me ask you, this new division that came out, are you just gonna look at heavyweight when you're done, or you might stop at bridgerweight now that the WBC done made that?
I talked to Mikey about it. Mikey's the type of guy, he kind of wants to, we're on a more direct path, but with this bridgerweight, I think, so let me make sure I'm saying it clear, I think it's bad for boxing, but I think it's good for me.
Yeah.
And if I get the opportunity to do it, I'm not going to say no, but all in all, looking at it, if I take myself out of it, don't be selfish, I think it's bad for boxing, man. I think they should have just taken cruiserweight back down to 190. But, obviously, if I get the opportunity and I don't have to cut weight, yeah. 224 max? All right.
That's your walk-around weight, huh?
What? but like I said, that's one guy's perspective, or maybe a few guys. But when you look at the tradition of a sport, man, it's just is this just a money grab for WBC? What is that? So if I get a chance, who would say no? You're never going to say no when you're the guy. But when you're looking at it, you're like, that's bullshit, man. Come on, man.
They got and you got 13 fights in the pros. How many fights did you get in the amateurs before you transitioned over?
What is it? 43-7? What is that? So what is that?
Bro, you got some invaluable experience, 50. Man.
Yeah.
Can you just to make me feel happy, man? Can you just name some more names? You got some invaluable. Beterbiev. Now you're saying Hergovich. That's some really good experience to be getting and just picking up. Not only that, but then you're around those other trainers too. Obviously, you have your own trainers, but you get to have these conversations with the Mark Ramseys of the world and others. So and man, your mentor, so to speak, in the business world of the sport is Mikey. Man, you are in a great position. I'm actually glad I reached out to interview you because I see you working, but I didn't know all that was Brandon Glanton, man. Thank you so much for coming on. But yeah, can you just tell us any other names you might have gotten some experience with?
I mentioned Truex. What's this guy's name?
Or maybe another guy you might have fought in the amateurs that
Let me see, what is it? How did it order? It was first. It was Stiverne.
Damn, wait a minute. You fought
You missed that one. Yeah, he missed that one too, bro.
You fought Stiverne in the world in the amateurs?
No. I did camp with.
Camp with Stiverne. Okay.
Yeah.
I just talked to Stiverne. I just talked to him yesterday.
I hope he watches this because I want my fucking money. You know you owe me money. So,
what? He ain't pay you for camp?
Yeah, bro.
Shit! And I got him scheduled. I'm gonna ask him.
I was getting ready for getting him ready for the Povetkin fight. I waxed him all camp. He threw 8 punches around. I waxed him all camp. He gets on the plane. The last sparring he's supposed to pay us for that week because he paid us every week, but the last week he didn't ever pay me for. So
what?
Like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you when I get to Russia because he was supposed to play Povetkin.
Yeah.
But then when he got there, I was like, oh, you got the bread. He was like, oh, the fight fell through, but I got you when I get back. Every now and then I just hound him, like I hit him up because his number ain't changed. I hound him and I'd be like, yo, last story was my daughter is sick in Canada and I can't send you. Get the fuck.
I gotta look after my investment.
Yo, what the fuck? And he was a world champ, man. How you gonna do that to an up and coming fighter? He know you need that money. What the fuck? Oh man,
that shit was some suspect shit.
Word is some suspect shit.
Get out on his ass though, so I got it out of him.
I just talked to him yesterday. I'm trying to get him on because he back in camp. I guess he on a comeback, right?
I told him then, like, bro, honestly, we could take that fight. Like, if I don't think no sanction, I don't think no commission will let it go because obviously he was champ. But listen, man, hey, I would love to do that.
You think you could beat Stiverne right now at heavyweight?
Bro, I will knock Stiverne out at heavyweight right now.
Focus on that fight.
Knock him the fuck out, and he knows it.
Wow.
I'm sure he's gonna defend himself and this and that. But at the time, my trainer, Eddie Muhammad, knows how that went. Stiverne's coach, what's his name? Oh God, I got it in my phone. I don't want to exit off the screen, but yes, absolutely. All I got to worry about is 8 punches around.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Yo, how far removed you think Stiverne is from those 2 Areola fights? Because that's when he looked his best.
I mean, all jokes aside, he's done, man. Hey man, he came in the sport. He's able to be champion for a while. He got some money off of it. He made a name for himself. I think he's the first champion from Haiti or something, right? Or who's
possibly, man.
Heavyweight,
yeah.
Possibly
he did.
He was
technically, he was a smaller heavyweight, so he got everything to be happy about, man. He was champion for a while, but he's taking some abuse, man, and it's just not. It's not worth it. But obviously, if he fighting, maybe it is to him. I don't know, but he should consider his health, man, and not dollars. So
these guys are huge at that heavyweight division now, man. He's a smaller heavyweight.
And the way he went out in the second fight with Wilder, after he took abuse, he was in the hospital for a few days after the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
So he manned up through that and took it all, but then complete opposite. Then he gets knocked out by the big guy from across the water, So it's not. I don't think it's worth it. But who am I? It wouldn't be. No, it's not worth it. But hey, he's gonna make some money because he was an ex-champion and it's a name. And I'm quite sure when he come back, mark my words, he's gonna be on the B side. So
we got a few questions from the people to get to. From San Antonio, Texas, James Valdez says, which fight would you prefer to see? Fury Wilder 3 or undisputed fight between AJ and Fury, and why? Let's go bulletproof. # let's go bulletproof.
I'd rather see the other fight, man, with AJ. And the reason is, for one, I love Wilder, and I think for him to be, what they say, lacking the boxing skills, he did a lot on a puncher's chance, and he did a lot for the sport. He did a lot for us. I like him as a human being. I just don't think in any lifetime he beats Fury. I think he lost the first fight. but the knockdown saved him. You saw how the second fight went. At some point, it's called, you got a guy's number, and I don't need to see that again. I don't need to see that happen to him. No, I don't want to see that. I want to see the AJ fight because I'm ready for Tyson to expose him again. I'm just I'm not big on the AJ fight, and I think I think the pretty boy just needs to get his mouth shut, man. Tyson Fury is a great fighter. He's awkward. He's different. He's big. He's tall. He's a big man who can move. I don't think AJ could do anything with him. And I'm just ready. I'm ready to see something different. I don't need to see a replay. I don't think, you start to see stupid stuff like, oh, Floyd says, let me train you, get ready. No, I don't think that's just a fight that Wilder's just not going to win. And once Fury figured out how to stay away from the right hand by not letting Wilder step in, that's pretty much, you look for the beginning of the end. So, but the AJ fight, those guys, AJ seems to think he could beat anybody. So let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see. I want the difference in boxing skill and ability to show. And I just think Tyson Fury is that guy right now. So
we got Rue in a 504 that says, "How has your year been with Split T? Are you with Split T management?"
No, I'm not. I separated. Dave was nice enough to give me a release.
Bruh, I need you to get deep on that. Wow. I kind of like Dave McWaters and Tim Van Nieuwhouse. They are really doing their things for their fighters. Why didn't it work with you?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. So in the amateurs, the Golden Gloves, Dave, a few months before that, he had been talking to me, and he was like, he was going to come out and watch the Golden Gloves, and then he still kept the same offer. And don't get me wrong, it was a great offer he gave me, but at the time, I was naive. I didn't know anything. I was just a kid that wanted to fight. And, you give me this contract, and I'm like, well, all I ever know about boxing is don't sign contracts if you don't know. So I didn't sign it. I declined it, and then, years later, I'm now with Jason and Money and my teammates with Dave, and my team decided that Dave was a good thing for me. But unfortunately, it didn't work out because he didn't do anything. He didn't do nothing, and he said he tried, and he did this and he did that and whatever. And I'll never know. Everybody over at Split T is good. They're all good people. They're great. I can honestly say that from what I know of Dave, Tim or Joe, they're all amazing people. I knew Joe before I was with Dave. He's a great guy, but Dave didn't do anything. I sat for a year and I felt like I didn't have to. I really didn't believe that he pressed as hard for me to get in some of those bubbles that were going on. Even when I offered, I asked him, I said, listen, man, let me fight this guy, man. I'll come in on the B side. I don't care. I'll take half a purse. Like, let me fight him right now. He's like, no, it's not going to happen. You're a man. It's just not, I just don't feel like he pushed like he should have for me. So, and the whole time, Mikey has been, proven he's done what he said he would do. He's moved me. I didn't like that. One thing with Dave, as nice as a guy as he is, he's the type of guy that if he can't get it done, nobody can get it done. Oh, well, if I can't do it, what? Oh, who is Mikey? Who's what can he do? So that's what I didn't like. He never gave anybody their credit, and I'm like, Dave, Mikey's been doing everything. Like, what are you talking about? And so even at the end of it, he was like, what, if you want to release, I'll give it to you. So he was like, but I highly doubt it works out for you. Good luck. And as soon as I get released, I fight twice. So, obviously the Mexico fight was a comeback fight, and then, this was also, I guess, another comeback because the guy I was supposed to fight fell out, so it ended up being another one. But again, it's still, I got the chance to throw leather twice since I left Dave and Split T. So Hey
And
man, whatever
at
happens,
least
happens.
one of those was on TV. You know, you had highlights and everything. At least, you know, they got to record it. At least, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be on TV, but when the opponent fell out, the commission said, "Hey," because it was still on. It was still supposed to be on TV. That's the first thing I said when Mikey texted me and said, "Hey, your opponent fell out. We got to get you somebody else." The first thing I said is TV and purse the same. He said yes. I said cool. When I got on the runway, before we took off, he texted me and said, "Commission knocked it down to 6 fights, and then 6 rounds instead of 10." I knew that TV wasn't happening.
Damn.
So
did your purse stay the same? Not that I want a number, just to make sure that you stood happy.
Mikey's a great guy, and
that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
That's Mike, a great guy. So,
Big Casual says, "What up, champ? By when do you want a chance at a title in the cruiserweight division, and which sanctioning body do you think will give you your first title shot?"
I want middle of the year, and we got offered one already, but Mikey said not yet. I want it by the middle of the year, middle to end of the year, and you know, I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't been asked that. As far as which sanctioning body, if I had to think about it, I'll probably get that offer again, probably WBA, but I don't know.
So what? They offered you a fight at Bebu Shumanov or the other guy that I never heard of?
Yeah, Shumanov.
Damn,
Yeah.
and you what? I mean, what? You ain't jump on that, champ?
I wanted it, but the thing is,
listen, I know. Listen, you heard me earlier say I'd rather see you go through Earl Newman, but Shumanov got to be 10 years older than Earl.
And 2 years off.
Damn.
Hadouken!
What's up with Mikey and that decision, bro? That was it right there. I guess it could be this too, Brandon. Like if you beat Shumanov, that's it. Ain't no more development.
There's no more learning.
Yeah, now you got to defend it.
Yeah, only thing I could say is when I process it, like, because say I'm talking to Mikey and he say he'll tell my team, he say, "Yeah, I know Brandon's ready," but when I listen to him in the interviews and he says, "Yeah, Brandon's ready," he was like, but then he'll say, he keeps saying, "I want to get him in a fight where he actually gets to go some rounds. Every time they think I'm gonna go rounds, I knock the person out." So it's like he wants to kind of see me in a fight, and I even told my trainer, like, I want to get knocked around a little bit, like, the guy, you'll be surprised, the fight, my hardest fight thus far was by a guy who you would not think could, but that's the thing about boxing, you don't know who's gonna show up with that guy that night. You don't
Record
know
was deceiving, huh?
Yeah, so yes, and that's exactly what I said. I said, man, I'm gonna knock this guy out. And I did knock him out. I did knock him. I knocked him out of the ring. But the thing is, he tried to get me. So
whoa, what do you mean you knocked him out of the ring?
I literally knocked him onto the judges' table.
Oh man!
Unfortunately, it was another PBC fight in Minnesota. So you can go look at the name, but I didn't get footage. I didn't get anything. So we talk about that to this day. Like, man, we really wish we had, because that was a scrap. That boy came to fight that night. So, I guess maybe his kids were there. I was talking junk to his kids and his wife, and so but I wanted to make it a fight though. So yeah, but that's what he keeps saying. He said that time and time again. Like you said, it's the rounds. Like, it's not my fault I'm still going to 6 rounds. I've been begging for 10. My last 3 fights were supposed to be starting on the Tank Davis fight. That card I was supposed to be on. I went all out for camp. A home crowd. State Farm. Earl Newman 10 rounds, and then the fight fell apart, and I didn't fight at all. So he wants to see me in a scrap, and he wants people to see what I can really do. I'm always hurting people, so it's kind of hard to find a guy who could take it and who also take whatever they're paying them. So we just gotta keep winning. That's the thing about it. Like Charlo said, just keep winning. And people are gonna talk about the record, talk about this guy, that guy. I'm gonna do my job with him. Like, hey, I can't help that I fought this guy, but I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do with him, and whether y'all like it or not, yeah, I mean, I hope you like it. But that's not my problem. My problem is to win, to be professional, and handle it. You know.
That's right. Next one's coming in from Big Casual.
I got that.
Excuse me, Coach Myers from Connecticut. He says, what have you learned from your second amateur fight with Cam Awesome? And what did you learn from fighting an amateur with 118 fights versus, at the time, you only had 3 amateur fights?
Man, you forgot to mention Cam Awesome, man. That's a big name to mention. My man been in the Olympics, amateur all his life.
Yeah, listen, bro.
And he actually is very active, like in terms of output. How'd you do with him?
I actually I did better with him my first fight. I did my second fight. He kicked my ass my second fight. So there are a lot of things mentally going on in that fight. But yeah, he definitely it's still up on YouTube. Go check it. He kicked my ass, and I don't mind because
it's part of the growth for you, man.
Bro, he's a great fighter. He's got that amateur
he's
scene
famous for that.
Down pat. Like he's been doing it so
bring
many
that bullshit
years
to the pros.
But that's the thing. He don't want to come be a pro. He want that Olympic gold, man. He's still
totally
trying,
different animal.
man. He's still trying. I wish he would have just went pro and made some money, man.
Pros is just so different.
Let these tens touch his chin.
Yo, we got one more from JT in New Orleans that says, "What's up, champ? Who you got? Canelo versus Spence at 160 pounds." That sound like Earl.
Let me tell you something, man. Y'all better leave Earl alone, man. Y'all better leave. Let me tell you, man, Earl, the truth, man. Like, why do people not want to give that man his credit? That is a game. Just like how Canelo lost against Laura.
Whoa.
Yeah,
you mean in your opinion he lost against Laura? Because on paper he beat.
Yeah. I'm not saying we know he won, but when does a foreign Cuban champion sound good? He knows not a lick of English. Like it looks, him beating Canelo would have been horrible for boxing. He got schooled that fight, and everybody know it. He got schooled, but it's good for boxing. I think Earl would be just as good as Canelo for boxing. I want that fight to happen. You know how big Earl can get.
That's what I said. 100,000 in the stadium, I think.
Listen, Earl, and I'm talking about physically.
He's talking about physicality, yeah.
Both.
180, man.
That'd be so much money in that fight, man, for them guys. Oh my God, I would love to see that fight. I would love it. I got Earl, man.
You're using the word love, and you're picking Earl to beat Canelo. So do you think that if the opportunity presented itself, Earl should fight Canelo before Terrence Crawford? Because right now, Terrence wants a shot. Earl is saying 60-40, maybe 70-30. He's playing the A side. He's got options on the PBC. If he gets offered to Canelo, should he go? I'm going to give you my answer. I said, yeah, you don't turn down a Canelo shot, but what do you think? Should he stick to his division, undispute before fighting Canelo?
If I talk to you as a boxer, as a business, I'm like, yeah, take the Canelo fight, bro. That's go ahead, get that money and feed your family. Like, go ahead, get that win and feed your family. Like, I don't, I'd rather him get that win first before he go over there picking on Crawford.
Oh. You said before he go picking on Crawford? You think Crawford too small?
No, I just think this one person who don't matter, I think that's a big tree to be climbing, man, and you should just be careful.
Crawford should be careful.
You know how strong he is?
No, I mean, how skilled Crawford. That fight is not going to be as easy as Spence is saying.
You mean as Crawford is saying?
No, well, Spence makes it known that Crawford ain't got nothing for him, but I don't think that's necessarily true.
Okay.
Crawford is a dangerous man.
So who you got in that fight?
That was the next Patreon question.
That's the next question from
Spencer Crawford from John Morgan Watson. He says, "Glad to see you on the show, Brandon."
What's up, brother? Regretfully, man, I love both of them, but I think Crawford would take that.
Wow. So you think Earl could beat Canelo, but not Crawford? Holy smokes.
Because Crawford is a different animal, man. Like,
yo, you don't know how many people you just made happy. We have such a huge Bud Crawford fan base. They hate me, right? Because I don't really like his opposition, so they just come to hear what I say. But now they fall in love with anyone that says they're a Crawford fan. They fall in love with him. So that's it. You just made about 20,000 new fans, man. They're on it.
and Crawford, he's proven, man. He is proven, and granted, the guy had some more wear and tear on him with Kel, but look what happened.
Yeah, his killer instincts.
Yo,
Earl,
Kell Brook is Bermain Stiverne, all right? Stop that.
Yeah.
He is done.
He did what he was supposed to do. Kel was God, I hate it. Kel was beating Earl on his way out. You know, look at the fight. He was beating him. He was doing pretty good until he wasn't. So
no comment.
Yeah. You know, Earl is my favorite fighter, man. If I as a fan,
stylistically,
yes. But stylistically, I like his personality. I like his professionalism. I like a Hardy train. I just don't think he got nothing for Crawford. Wow. You know what I mean? So,
damn. I'm gonna go ahead and beat up Danny Garcia. Now I hear you. Damn. Yo, so Dion hit me up, man. He said, go ahead and put me on, man. He said, put me on with Brandon. So
yeah, that's cool. That's
cool. You know, it's on you. If you say yeah, then I guess he'll jump on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and make this fight, man. PBC don't know what they got, man. They don't know what they got. Well, this is a good fight. I mean, wow, I'm shocked that you think he beats Canelo and not Bud. Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
how many more fights you think he got at 147? Earl does. How many you think?
Say what now?
How many more fights Earl has at 147 in your opinion?
No, I look at his speech and I look at you know, the way he looks physically. I don't know, because I know how I feel when I cut down to 178, 175. And then when I look at Earl and I see those things and then I think about the accident, I don't know. I think Earl is so mentally strong that he could be 200 pounds and make 147. Like, that guy is a machine. So I think physically he's gonna always find a way to do it. As far as his health, I don't know, because nobody knows how Earl feels. I mean, how Earl feels. Earl feels except for him. I know what I think I see, but I've been wrong before. But I look at him.
The eye test, yeah.
Even after rehydration and all that, listen to the slurred speech. Like, I tell you what, I'd be heartbroken if he took damage because he was continuing down there. I don't know. I mean, I think he could go up to 54 and be fine. I think he could go up to, 60. Earl, I believe in Earl. I really do. But I don't know, man. That's he don't look good. The eye test.
Yep.
But you see what he did. You see what he did to Danny. So
yeah, I've been on here and I say it all the time, and it kind of like the third time that I've looked at him. I look at him before he rehydrates and after rehydrates. You just mentioned the speaking. I'm thinking, my man got some new teeth. He just got to adjust to them.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of hard to read sometimes, but he always comes in at fucking 100 miles an hour every round. So it confuses me.
When he fought, my boy, he put up video game numbers. He threw 1,000 punches and 500 of them was jabs. So it's like
video game. That was good.
And he said he didn't even do strength and conditioning for that fight.
Bro, he said he came in overweight for that. He said he started camp 35 pounds above weight, man.
bro.
How you don't take Mikey Garcia serious and still win?
Mikey is the only fight that I've ever wanted Earl to lose.
Wow.
You know? So I'm that confident fan where I'm the only Mikey fan in the room, and everybody like, are you crazy? So you just gonna believe up until the last round.
Oh, he done came in here with his shirt off. Oh, shit. Dion, what's going on? Yo, so we was just talking about you, man, and I got Brandon Glanton on the line who's saying that he was offered that fight with you once upon a time, man, and that him and his team took it. So we just trying to figure out, have you ever been offered the fight with Brandon?
I thought we was offered the fight, bro, but they ain't never go through. So they had Earl Newman.
Yeah, he said he was offered Earl and you, and then y'all end up fighting each other instead of him getting the crack. But that he would love either one of y'all, man. I know it's been a bit hard for you to get a fight. Is this a fight you're interested, or are you looking in a different direction?
I'm looking to fight anybody.
I tell you what, and y'all two won't know, but Dion will. Hey, Dion, you remember when y'all two got that fight when you first heard y'all two was fighting, when you first started posting about it? Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember? I got on Instagram and I posted, and because I was mad as fuck, and I was like, and I said, you know what? After they fight, give me the winner. But then I took it down. You looked at it because I want to make sure you and Earl saw it. But then I'm like, you know what? Since I love Dion and I know I'm really pissed off with Earl because I feel like he did that. I took that shit. I took it down real quick. But I know, well, at least on Instagram, both of them saw it. But since I mentioned Dion's name and it wasn't like I got no problem with him, I took it down. But fuck Earl, man. You know, the Dion fight, like I told y'all a while ago, this fight is gonna happen just because we're in the same weight class. But I was pissed. I was mad as hell. And I called Sylvia and I said that's bullshit. Because I asked for that. So
now, I mean, I gotta add the spice to this because he definitely said he handled you, Dion. And normally it's you telling us you handled other people. So I'm like, what?
You said what?
Yeah, he said he handled you in sparring, man. He handled you.
Nah, ain't nobody never handled me in no sparring.
Hey, look. They should make the fight.
Ain't nobody never handled me in sparring. Now, I could say that he did come down here when I wasn't in shape. You know what I mean? And I can, you know, I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? And he couldn't even get past my jab, and I wasn't even in shape.
Like I said, that's a fight that I want to happen.
And another thing, I still got messages in my phone. You said you didn't even want to fight me. You wanted to fight Earl Newman.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Where all this come up from?
I
ain't with all that fake shit.
I'm only gonna keep being respectful.
I'm just saying, I ain't with all that fake shit. You know
I'm only gonna be respectful.
Don't be hitting me up and and then you get on the boss voice and do all that stunning shit.
Hey, look.
Because I don't do all that fake ass shit.
I'm only gonna be respectful so long.
I'm just saying, I don't do all that fake ass shit.
Don't
be hitting me up, talking about checking on me and all that shit, and and then you get on here, you know what I mean, nigga want to chop off. I ain't with that.
All right,
man, I'm down to fight whoever.
Y'all, like I just told y'all before y'all pull
fight whoever, whenever.
Like I said, like I said, before y'all pull bro on, I just told y'all the love I got for this man. And I have hit him up.
Dion. He was very respectful. And he made that clear that you guys are friends. He didn't try, you know, the typical, yo, I beat him up in sparring. That's not how the conversation came up at all. So that's not the energy he had. He definitely said he wanted the Newman fight, but that both fights were offered to him, and that he's ready. He's ready for your fight. But speaking of ready, do you think
No. Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
Like I said, before he came on, I was ultra respectful. And then everything I said was true. Every time I've checked on Dion, it been legit.
Hey, I hit y'all up, man. Y'all just hit me. You know what I mean? But
No.
shit, you want me? I'm ready to make that fight.
Don't leave the room, Dion. Don't do that.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Hey, what happened?
What happened, my friend? What you doing, man? Hey, Papito, what happened?
I don't know. Listen, I told him what was going on. He said he was interested. But listen,
okay,
that's the first bit of build up for the fight.
Since he did that just now, because that fight, I told him straight up that I would prefer the Earl fight because I don't like Earl and Dion is a friend of mine. I told him that if they make that fight, they need to pay us both. That they think that we from down south, you know, red bean and rice eating country bumpkins that don't know nothing. I said, no, I would prefer the Earl fight. I would love to get that body on my record. If they make the Dion fight, I feel like they should pay us both because I love Dion. Fuck that. Now that he said that, I'm letting y'all know I asked Mikey for the fight next. I begged for the fight next. And I said, I don't think Dion gonna take the fight. And Mikey said money talks. So, you know what I mean? Y'all know that I respected him before he came on here, but and honestly, I'm sure he does still have the messages because I still got the messages. Like I told him, like my team, Jason, Mike Seals, everybody around me says, listen, man, we know how that fight gonna go, man. Just make sure both of y'all get paid. You know, we know what's gonna happen. Why do you want to fight somebody who's close to you in their career when he got kids? It's not worth it. Y'all friends, but fuck it. If he saying that I'm phony and all that, I'm not being phony. I try to be respectful, but I'm not gonna get on here and lie to y'all either. You ask me questions, I try to go around them. I try to avoid saying that, but if he getting on like that, like, make the fucking fight then. Make the fight.
We got a few super chats for you, and then we could get you out of here, man. I want to thank you for all your time. You've been on for about an hour, and we do appreciate it, man. We would love to keep getting you back on regularly. We got M-Easy, who says, salute TBV. That's us, the Boxing Voice. And he says, what does he, Brandon, think of Lawrence Okoli, Efatobar Apochi, and Andrew Chabiti?
Who you want first?
On you.
Let's go with Lawrence Okoli. You know, he just got a fight as of recent out there and took the guy out. Got a long reach. UK.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'll be a good one. Now that'll be a great measuring stick for me when you talk about the height, the definitely the range. I think he got I've heard he got a pretty good punch volume. Say he can punch. That'd be a good one. I think he's weird as far as how he fight. I think he's different.
A little awkward.
Yeah, he got his own style. But I ain't seen his chin tested. So, yeah, I would definitely be interested in that. Not next, obviously, but I would definitely be interested in that fight. F.A. Tabiti, I think Tabiti is a hell of an athlete. I saw a different Tabiti when he fought Dorticos. I also saw what Dorticos did to him. So I think he's a great athlete, great guy, great personality. He's fast. I don't think he's as technically sound as he could be, but we all got stuff to work on. So and I skipped over FA because you need to stop playing with me. Stop.
Which one? A Tobar?
Apochi.
Apochi?
Oh, Apochi?
Yeah, F.A. Apochi, the one that's trained by Ronnie Shields.
You talking the Cruiserweight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. The Air Show Sports asked me the same thing. We waiting on that.
So y'all offered him a fight.
It was either him or for the Mississippi fight when Earl and Dion fought. It was Earl. It was either F.A. or first it was Earl or Dion, then it was Apochi or Dion. And I said, let's take the Dion fight and then we do Apochi because Apochi is a little bit bigger. So I said, let's do that. It's the same fight. He's not crisp enough. He's make too many mistakes. And I don't think he's as big as puncher as they say. Looking at it, like you said with the eye test, I don't believe it. I think it's kind of the same thing. Like, look at the opposition, but then again, it's boxing. I know that he's
bigger. He's solid, but I don't think he's all that, man. That's a fight that I definitely want. I want that. They need to give us some money for that, but I want that.
All right, we got Noel G in Dallas says Cam Austin don't want to fight anymore. He's a motivational speaker. Now, Cam hung up the gloves already. Damn, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I've been seeing that, but I didn't know for sure. I knew that he was a motivational speaker, but I didn't know for sure if he hung it up or not. I was just on his page this morning. That's funny. Yeah, and he was just motivational. But he said that years ago. He said that I want to motivate. I don't want to. He's like getting punch drunk is not really a dream of his. So.
Absolutely.
We got Stick Talk Boxing and says this. He says this dude talking that big boy shit. Let's go, champ.
Hey, look. Anybody who know me know I ain't never lied. The one champion to give me problems is not even in my weight class. So, and that's honest. I cannot sit here and name not one person who bothered. Even the guy who gave me problems, not bothered, intimidated, but this guy legit gave me problems that I really had to search for. It really, really was hard for me. So, no, I ain't worried about that. Everything I said, I'm looking forward to showing y'all and doing. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. It's honesty.
We got Jordan Carter from Seattle, Washington, who says, I want to spar both. If I make my way out to your gym, can I get some work?
4000 Glenwood Road, Decatur, Georgia, or either.
He's an amateur though.
Huh?
He's an amateur looking to turn pro, so it'll be a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, definitely. Come through anytime, man. DM me. I thought he was a pro.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Hey, we love it. No, I thought it was a pro, like talking shit.
That's Jordan Carter, man. He's out of Seattle. He's looking to turn pro. Maybe Jordan, that's the right thing for you to do. Get with him and get some of that Mikey Garcia love, man. Brandon, that is everything. This was fantastic. This is our first time interviewing you, but man, this is going to be regular, man. You're official. Love your personality. Please keep us updated as soon as you hear something about a date or a possibility. Let's shake the tree, man, see what falls.
Most definitely. Like I said, we're looking at possibly February, and I got a call yesterday about March, but I got to wait on, Mikey sign off on it. But we're looking at February, and
did they tell you where in March? Is it Florida?
March, no, it'd be Mexico. It'd be Mexico.
Okay.
If it's March, it's Mexico. But in February, possibly PBC fight, and very strong possibility it could be Dion. So it depends on how his fight goes. I think he can fight on the 30th.
Oh.
But what I'm gonna do after this phone call, I'm gonna call Mike and ask him, can he get Al to change whoever he fighting to me on the 30th, and we'll see if he do it.
They gonna have to send their best fighter for the champ.
Well, Brandon, man, thank you for coming on. And like I said, we look to get you back on soon. And enjoy the rest of your day, brother. Thank you once again. If you want, give out any social media, your trainer's social media, Mustafa's as well, yours. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Hey, man, y'all check me out at Team Bulletproof everywhere. Jason, check out Jason at Jason Jones, Coach Jason __, and Mustafa. Y'all know Mustafa Boxing. So y'all check us out, man. We working, you know what I mean? It's a daily grind, man. I'm about to go over there right now. So y'all leave here and y'all go check out probably Mustafa live, and y'all see me jumping on somebody's ass. All right.
Let's go, champ.
All right, champ. Thank you, man. Thank you for calling in. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Up and coming contender Brandon Glanton, cruiserweight. Peace. We're gonna go out to the callers and open these phone lines up. We had an interview and we were talking, CHARLO Ryota Murata being promoted to the WBA Super Champion and the possibility of what's next, man. What's next? But we're going to open up these lines. Anything you want to add before we do that, Mr. Linus?
Nah, man, it's a fire interview this morning. Got to get to know, Brandon a little bit more. I'm absolutely sure that the TBV family also was entertained, and many people will definitely gravitate towards him and back him up. Looks like he's a down to earth guy, respectful. And definitely has been in there with some top competition, man. So his journey's been earned one. He's earned it. So I'm excited to see what he got next, man. What can I say? But as far as the Ryota Murata, promoted to a WBA super champion. I mean, I got no qualms with it. Japan, Dazn, make it happen, make the numbers happen over there. So let's see how that develops. But I'm pretty sure Charlo's going to be there in the mix, man. And you just never know what you're going to get. Now, we had a real quick super chat. Jordan Carter said, I just hit you up, champ.
He must be talking about Brandon.
Brandon, yeah. So, Brandon, if you're still listening, he did just hit you up. Coach Meyer says, did Mikey tell you what he's seen in Earl? Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. I hear you, champ. Jordan Carter was there. I want to spar both. Read that. And I believe you took care of Stick Talk Boxing, right? Yes, you did. And I think I got him for now, unless I go to the list.
Let's go to the other list. Coach Myers, Connecticut.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Myers, what up?
Ain't shit. Good morning. Yeah, I was supposed to read my super chat while he was actually there.
Big drama show.
I heard y'all reading super chats, but y'all didn't read it when he was actually there. I sent that like 5 minutes ago. But my Patreon question was about Cam Austin. He actually got stopped by Cam Austin his second time he fought him, and I was just asking. I wanted to know what he was thinking and what he learned from that, but I guess he brushed over that. But I mean, he sounds confident. But everybody sounds confident. So I mean, good interview, and that's all I got for now.
All right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to boxing knowledges. Boxologist.
What's good?
What up?
How's everybody living, man? Nothing much, man. Just wanted to add some 2 cents, man, to the topics at hand. I was really hoping, with the Murata situation, I was really hoping they'll keep him as a regular, and they'll try to Eddie Hearn pull some strings, man, to where he try to unify that WBA with the WBO and the IBF title, man. That would have been a three belt unification match with Triple G and Andrade. But then when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, man, it kind of seemed like Triple G is kind of shying away from that fight, man. I think another unification, man. Everybody talking about CHARLO, man. I think Murata, he's not like a world beater, man. He can be beat. He's been beat by nobody type fighters, in rematches and stuff like that. But I think if they can't make that fight with Triple G, that'd be a good fight for him to take on, and maybe a Chris Eubank fight CHARLO for the regular title. They can unify the titles like that, man. But I find it funny, man, that you got Earl Spence calling out, Canelo, and talking about he's willing to go up to 160 fight Canelo. But I remember some years back when they was talking about Andrade, talking about fighting Earl Spence. They said it was cloud chasing, and who was he to be calling out somebody smaller? But now this dude is ready to go up there and fight the 168-pound champ at 160. But it's guys at 160, he don't want no title.
Yeah, but you know why, right? Cut it. Because Canelo is a big fight. If Andrade and Earl fight, is it pay-per-view? Do a network even want it?
Yo, the ambassador of New York, Gil, on the super chat. I just realized Floyd is fighting the Paul brother. That is 0-1. Even when he retired, he be cherry picking. Annoyed emoji. # TBN. The best never.
Yo, crazy. Yeah, I'm the best.
Gil ain't like that one, huh? You don't like the Paul fight.
Is this Ronald? What up, Ronald?
Champ,
what up?
Yo, what's good?
What's
what
good,
up?
Champy?
I just need that footage, man. I got like two heavyweights available for you.
Oh, okay, no doubt. So I'm gonna work on getting the footage. Shout out to Brandon Glanton. Great interview.
All right,
Absolutely,
brother. Well,
man.
thank you for calling in. We're gonna go out to JT in New Orleans. JT, New Orleans, talk to us.
JT, come on down.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
What's up, yo? Hey, do me. I can't come down if I'm already there, you know? I'm just...
I hear you, champ.
What's up, bro? Nah, that was a good interview, man. Ness did spice that up a little bit.
Put the salt and pepper on them.
Yeah, man, your boy. I was just waiting to see the response, but your boy Brandon, he still held his pose. You know, he ain't blow back up when your boy responded, but you can tell your boy kind of got upset and got off the call. So I think he took it a little hard. But what we was talking about what was the show about before the interview?
Well, as the title goes, right? Bad news for CHARLO. Ryota Murata promoted to WBA super champion, right? So now, he has the title.
I'm gonna keep talking.
Japan.
I'm gonna keep talking about the interview, but that was a good interview. I looked at the dude record. He got 7 losses, and 9 wins and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess you can't kind of fight out with 7 losses, but he sounded like he gained. You know, he looked like he won all the smoke. And Mikey Garcia is behind a decent fighter and stuff like that.
He's undefeated. He got 7 knockouts.
Cut it. King Born here.
When you see old dirty bastard fall in a position like that, then you know that I'm getting ready to bust your.
Hey, yo, you hear me? Listen.
What up?
Listen. Yo, I got a song, y'all. I got a song today. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Tyson Fury. He jerked Wilder. Yo, here go the rap. Listen. The only man with the Duracell walked. Yo, the only man to walk through hell. Dick swinging like shit went well. Yo, who shot JJ? It was Mudbone, the same nigga with the name on the jacket, riding the train. That's how wild I'm coming this year on these calls, y'all. Because this shit is wild, how Fury is jerked wild at their 3rd fight. Yo, this Brandon Glanton, man, is a wild dude, man. Yo, he said red beans and rice. He said, they think we country bumpkins eating red beans and rice, y'all. I was laughing my ass off. Peace to everybody. I'm back. And my core's gonna be wild like that. Just like Fury jerking Wilder. Hey!
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man? You kidding me or what?
Boomerang, Coach Myers.
Let's go, Champy.
I'm all good. I'm all good. Keep doing your thing. That's it.
Champ.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo. Good morning, TVV.
What up?
What up, Doomsday? What up, Ness? Hey, Ness,
Man, great interview, man. Hey, man, that's your calling, man. You should be a promoter, brother. I hope you stay on TBV, man, but you got that shit honest, man. That's your calling, bro. You can say, really, though. You hear me?
I hear you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, y'all hit them thumbs up, man. Subscribe, man. You listening to the #1 pound for pound boxing podcast on the fucking planet. Peace.
Info Joe, man. Thank you for calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the last caller. Catch us on the next one. We will be back live. Today is Thursday with a flagship edition at 7 p.m. Eastern. There's Border Wars content for you to check out. A lot of new fighters for you to be introduced to. Go check them out. They're getting ready for their fights, and some of them are still available looking for opponents. Misconception with my 175-pounder, Man. It is not closed. You submitted, so we're just looking for a fight for you and any other person that needs a fight. So yeah. Oh shit. I think Brandon might. Brandon might want to come back on. Brandon, I think you want to come back on, champ.
Oh no, I was just telling you to check your inbox right quick.
Oh, I got you.
On Instagram.
I got it. Checking it out now.
Check that. Watch that video right now. Watch it. It's 24. Watch it right now. Watch it.
I'm about to watch it right now too.
Stop fucking playing with me, man.
He dropped the spawn footage, y'all.
No, that wasn't a spar. That's not sparring. Dion didn't let me spar. He didn't let me record it. That was the fight, the amateur fight.
So you showing the amateurs that you won in the amateurs?
Yeah, he didn't let me record the sparring that day.
Oh shit.
That's the same way the fucking sparring look. But I'll let y'all get back to it. I just wanted, just so you know.
Let's go, champ.
Brandon Glanton, ladies and gents, dropping footage. Yo, but looking like we got 328. That's CYP Caller of the Year 2020. CYP, what up?
Yo, what's happening? Look, I called in to say one thing. I'm talking to Brandon. Brandon, you do realize that you tied on the Caller of the Year votes with dude who just called in, had a rap that didn't rhyme, had to start it over 3 times. That's who you tied with. So the voters came in and said, hell no, we ain't letting a dude like that represent TBV. We need the greatest. We need the greatest of all time. We need the man. So they came in and they voted for the king. Get over it, my man. CYP reigns forever. 2019, 2020, and 2021 just getting started, baby. CYP out. You hear me?
Dropping them bombas on y'all. Listen, man, if you're on Blog Talk, you have not pressed 1. That's why we have not gone to you. And we are out. Gym time. We out. Peace.
Let's go, champ.